Bienvenue à tous dans la cuisine du Curt's. Aujourd'hui, on va faire quelque chose de très français et de très délicieux.
You crazy mother...
That's right, today we will be making none other than the traditional French dish of ratatouille, specifically a baked ratatouille. Now, what a lot of you might not know is that ratatouille can actually be prepared a couple of different ways. You can make it as a stew or a soup, or you can bake it. You can make ratatouille in a crock pot. But today, our goal is to reach the peak and pinnacle of all aesthetic dishes, straight from the movie, straight from the front page of Pinterest, baked ratatouille.
It sounds like rat and patootie. Rat patootie.
Of course, now it's time to get all of our ingredients together. To start, you'll need 1 tablespoon of butter, 2 teaspoons of minced garlic, half a teaspoon of red chili flake, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of all-purpose flour, 1/8 of 1 teaspoon of nutmeg, 4 sprigs or 4 branches of thyme. You're gonna need a cup of milk, a cup and a quarter of a good quality tomato basil sauce, some cooking spray, and then for our veggies, you'll need 5 Roma tomatoes, 1 yellow squash, 1 zucchini, and 1 eggplant. Specifically today, I'm gonna be using a Chinese eggplant. Let's chuck all these together and see if we can't make something
delicious.
Delicious. Delicious.
This eggplant, man, I tell you, somewhere there's a giant that's missing a finger. So to bake our ratatouille today, the dish that I'll be using is a 19 by 9, hey, hello, eyes up here, thank you, is a 19 by 9 casserole dish. So if this is your first time making baked ratatouille, simply put, it's just 2 layers. There's a layer of sauce at the bottom of the casserole dish here. It's made of 2 different sauces that we're gonna put together today. So we're gonna make something that's called a bechamel sauce, which is basically our milk, butter, minced garlic, chili flake, olive oil, flour, nutmeg, and thyme. Then we're gonna mix in our tomato basil sauce with the bechamel sauce, and that will be our bed for our vegetables to stack on top of later. To start making our bechamel sauce, we need to first heat up our 1 cup of milk in the microwave for about 1.5 minutes. Once that's all done, take it out very carefully, it's really hot, and just set it down to the side there. Next, we're going to take our 1 tablespoon of butter, and we're gonna melt it. About 15 seconds should do it. All right, once that's all nice and melted here, set it aside next to your milk. Then we're gonna work our way down to the stovetop to finish off our bechamel sauce. All right, to start making our bechamel sauce, you're gonna need a small saucepan. Turn the heat onto a low heat. Then you're gonna put in your tablespoon of melted butter. And then you're gonna put in your 1 tablespoon of all-purpose flour. Stir that around with a wooden spoon on a low heat for about 1 to 2 minutes. And make sure the flour does not turn brown. All right, so we've got our butter flour mixture to this nice light yellow color, and it's almost the same consistency as like mashed potatoes. Now, so put that in there. Now you're going to add, a little at a time, your warm milk to the mix. Try doing this with a measuring cup so it doesn't spill everywhere like I'm doing. Now we're just gonna keep mixing that on a low heat. Keep scraping the bottom of the saucepan. Make sure you get all of that butter flour mixture off of the sides so it mixes really well. For another couple minutes and keep adding your milk little bits at a time. We've been starting for about 2 or 3 minutes now, so we're going to add all of our spices and all of our other mixtures. Our 4 sprigs of thyme, our minced garlic, red chili flakes, our nutmeg, and our olive oil. And then you guessed it, more mixing. Be sure to mix it slow because it's really easy to spill all this all over the cooktop. We're gonna stir that for about another minute. All right, now that our mixture looks something like this, all that oil and all those seasonings mixed together. Then we're just gonna season it a little bit more with some pepper, and then just a dash or 4 of salt. We're gonna stir one more time for another 3 minutes. All right, now that we got our bechamel sauce to a gentle boil here, you see how that oil that we put in, when we first put it in, it was totally separated. Now it's all kind of swirling and combining together. That's what you want to get it at. So we're gonna stop there, turn the heat off, Then we're gonna let it sit for about 10 minutes. All right, while we wait for our bechamel sauce to settle, we're gonna prepare all of our veggies for the top layer. So when prepping our veggies, basically we need to cut all of our vegetables into thin, almost pepperoni-sized slices. Now, if you don't want to use a knife and cut every single slice, you're gonna grab one of these. It's called a mandolin slicer. Now basically it's got a razor sharp edge right here and an adjustable platform so you can choose the thickness of your slices. Now I've got mine set to 2, so that'll give us a nice thin slice. So I'm gonna take my mandolin slicer and I'm going to thinly slice all of the vegetables. All right, time to slice up our vegetables. We're gonna start with our eggplant friend here. Now we wanna make sure we have a nice sliceable flat surface. So we're gonna start by just cutting off the ends of our eggplant. Now we have a nice flat surface to start slicing on our mandolin. Okay, we made it. All of our veggies are prepared, but before we put them in our dish, we have to make a nice, cozy, warm bed for our veggies to lay on. To get started, we're gonna get our baking dish, and then we're gonna add our 1 1/4 cup of tomato basil sauce right on the bottom there. Get all of it in the pan there. And then just keep spreading around until there's a nice thin layer of tomato basil sauce on the bottom. Then after that, you're gonna take our bechamel sauce and just pour that all in with it. Let's get all of that out as well. Oh, that's beautiful. I'm so glad that turned out well. Gorgeous. All right, then, just go ahead and mix it all together, both sauces. Oh, perfect. That looks so good already. That's a nice, cozy looking bed for our veggies. Now it's time to stack up our vegetables. So we've got our eggplant, yellow squash, zucchini, and our Roma tomatoes. Put them all in a stack just like this, where you've got eggplant, Roma tomato, zucchini, and yellow squash. Basically, we're just gonna make a bunch of these, and that is what's gonna make that spiral vegetable shape in our casserole dish. So a little history about this dish. It comes from the southern province of France, around the area of Nice. And it actually used to be considered a peasant's dish. You know, it's just vegetables and some sauce, no fancy meats or cheeses or anything like the royals could afford. So if you were a provincial living French man or woman, you would just go into your garden and grab whatever vegetables, in this case it'd be these vegetables. You'd make a stew or a salad, or even a soup out of them. And now it's considered this super fancy dish, all because of one movie. Okay. Wow. Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
This is my first time making this. It's so pretty. Wow, that's really nice. Okay, yeah. Well, we're done with our assortment. Now, preheat the oven for 375 and throw it in there for 45 minutes. C'est fini. It's done. Wow, look at this. There you have it. Our ratatouille's done baking. All right, let's serve this up. Ooh, that's hot. Whew. Doing it anyway, doing it anyway. Hot, 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 hot. Come on, stay together, stay together. Whew. Oh yes, oh yes. Look at this. It looks just like the movie. I'm very happy right now. That sauce is good. Let's try some of this. It's like just essentially yellow squash with a bit of the sauce on it, but it smells. Oh, it smells so good. Mmm. Oh yeah. Perfect. And how you finish this off? Grab a little bit of that bechamel sauce that was in there. And just drizzle that over the top. Oh yeah. Just boom, 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 boom. Oh my goodness. Well, another really great recipe today. Thanks again, guys, for watching. Be sure to like the video, comment below, subscribe for more videos in the future, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.